If I've missed anything, please let me know.
Okay.
All right. So, last session, you guys had spoke with your two living hostages in the magical mansion. One, which was a werespire at the time, named Taylor. The other, named Jonathan. Unfortunately, the two individuals, even though you threatened one of them with a tub full of jam, uh, I don't understand, but I won't
Because many animals can breathe in water. No one can breathe in fucking jam.
Okay. I was wondering why the jam, but I figured it was because it was sticky and very uncomfortable. But
Oh no, no.
okay.
It was because even if he's like a were dolphin, he can't breathe jam. Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sure if there was a camera on my face right now, it would be like, okay, that's
Yeah.
reasonable, I guess. Anyways, continuing on. So the two lackeys didn't have much information to provide. Apparently, Jim, their alpha werewolf boss, had orders from Smoke's boss to keep the Heroes of Leona at the casino for as long as possible. Smoke's boss also had sent Bertie Grim and her ladies to keep an eye on said operation. Stefan continued to message the group, told them that the kidnapper knew that the kidnapper knew the dragon shield had 2 pieces of the dragon sphere, and they would have the third within a week. His his or her trade offer was that all 3 pieces, or for Shaddoc. Parody split it into 3 separate groups. Theo and Tilda ended up staying in the mansion because Theo was like, I think there's something wrong with me. I'm getting patches in my memory. I'm not sure of things. And he did request to remove Curse whenever possible because he worries he's been compromised. Raine and Zaitari rented a room at the Windy Dandelion to lure Jester Chip over to interrogate him. Once they had done so, apparently he had a bat in his pocket. Turned out to be Bertie. And
I thought you meant like a physical bat. I was like, wait, what? No, he didn't. And then
yeah,
okay.
animal bat. He did not appear that happy to see you. But yeah. So yeah, Bertie flew out of his pocket, and there was a very long slap fight that ensued with a portable hole, and the mechanics of whether spells can cross planes and still work came into question, which we sorted out. They cannot, unless specified they can. So you guys were dealing with that. Eventually, you were able to stake Bertie with some splinters from a wooden chair leg, and you shoved her in said portable hole. Jester was questioned. I don't believe you found out too much information from him either. Melanie and Aoife went through the underground tunnel. Aoife did a arrow, snatched communication earrings in a very acrobatic way, and then you guys had planned on using your Molotovs to burn down the casino. After the first few Molotovs, it was obvious that they would create water sprinklers just in case of a situation that would lead to fires behind the bar. But however, this proved, the sprinklers proved futile because Aoife parkoured her way up onto the ceiling, smashed the Molotov above the dance floor, and the establishment proceeded to burn down. The guard had rushed over. Lieutenant Jeremy had spoken with Melanie to see what was going on. Got what was going on, and there are currently guards and people trying to put out or making sure the surrounding buildings around the casino do not catch on fire. That's about it. Have I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Aoife
think
ran
that
around
was-
town playing kazoo.
Aoife ran around town playing kazoo. Aoife played kazoo in hopes maybe Shaddoc was around.
Which I will say, either she is unconscious, or they knew about the necklace that she has where she can cast sending.
Oh yeah,
Or
and there's a lot of hedgehogs
Yeah,
that might be dead.
forgot about that. Oh, man, why you gotta bring up the hedgehogs, guy? Oh, you guys are the worst.
I have to say, Melanie,
Okay.
my friend is my friends who own, I have two friends actually who own hedgehogs. My friend who owns a hedgehog, Rhiannon's very disappointed in you.
So I was telling Kelly about our game, and he looked at me dead in the face and just went, "They may have been fast, but they could not run that blaze." So sad.
The Fast and the Curious. Anyways. Okay, so there's one member of your party playing kazoo music. There are two members of your party in a hotel that just ended their slap fight with a vampire. I believe, Melanie, you were headed back to the hotel. I don't remember.
We were in the mansion.
Mansion.
We took everybody
Okay, you
back
guys went to the mansion.
mansion.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Back in the
Because we
mansion.
were like, hey, Heroes of Leona. Just, Heroes of Leona business. Don't worry about us.
Okay. Yeah. So, what are you guys doing? I know you didn't want to question Bertie until you acquired the Sun Sword.
Correct.
Curiosity. How well known is the cure for vampirism? Is it something that you can do pretty easy?
The cure for vampirism. You mean?
Yes.
You mean like burninating a vampire to death?
No. Like, how common is it known? Like, do we know how to take a vampire and turn him into a rego person again?
That's something we would have to research.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a thing. They're like, oh yeah, you turn into a vampire, you gotta go like dance around, and then moon a priest, and then you drink some clown tears, and you can be a person again. Like, I didn't know if there was like an established thing. So, okay.
I mean, you guys can like roll Arcana to see if you know if there's a cure for vampirism.
Sure.
I will try on that. I know small amounts of many things.
I tried.
Boy, I don't know.
I mean, other than killing them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a pretty surefire way.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. But it's very permanent. Hard to talk to them afterwards, so. So are we gonna try to head back to the keep?
Yeah.
And
we
then
need
worry
to
about
sleep.
this? Okay.
We might as well sleep in the mansion since it's safe.
Okay.
We should probably hand over the other were people that we have inside over to the guards.
Okay. Yeah, Lieutenant Jeremy, who's been like heading up the investigation to his superiors, can get to the crime sites. Has been pretty much taking care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Melanie spoke to him, so he's aware of your guys' involvement.
I will let him know that while they were definitely criminals, they did do their best to like, help with our questioning.
Do you
And
tell
they
them
were
about the lycanthropy?
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. The one
Okay.
dude's a were-spider. I don't want him fucking about.
Okay.
Like, you can't just put him in regular cuffs. He'll just spider his way out.
All right. Yeah. Okay. He'll make sure. Also, Lieutenant General will make sure there's ample amounts of silver around just in case.
I mean, I will let them know that they might not be evil. I don't know. I just know they're lycanthropes, and that they did assist us in the questioning as well as possible.
Okay. All right. They will take him, cuff him, and book him, and make sure there's plenty of silver around.
Take him, cuff him, put him in a stew. Sorry, that was the first thing I thought of.
I mean, in some places, spiders are delicacies. Deep fried spider.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantula.
Crunchy.
Yep. Gotta get that hair off first with tarantulas. Anyways. Okay. You sleep in the mansion. You have Toad and then Raine to prep, remove curse, and zone of truth for the next day. All right. And yeah, you guys do what you need to do. All right, so you're in the mansion, so it's a pretty uneventful evening, uneventful sleep.
Cool.
In the morning, I am going to ask Zaitari if she will try to send a sending to Shaddoc.
Sure.
Unless you have it right now. Before we sleep.
Let me double check how many spell slots I have left.
Right. That's why I hadn't asked previously.
Okay, I
figured
do
you
have
might
a
be...
third level. I do have a third level left, and a fifth, so I can send at least 2 sendings. What do you want me to say?
We're coming to save you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us anything about who has you? Moose is okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just repeat exactly what Melanie says.
Okay.
About your
And
surroundings.
also add in your mothers love you. I think there should be enough for that.
Anything about anyone who took her, anything about like her surroundings, like is there the smell of salt air, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I can do it twice. So.
Okay. You don't get a response.
Okay.
That's what I figured. Thank you for trying. I was worried about that, but I'm sure that she's just drugged unconscious or something.
Or they have her somewhere where they cannot, like, we cannot send magic.
Or that, yes. That's a good point. Okay. Lovely.
Okay. So are you guys headed back to the keep?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys head back to the keep. You head back to the keep. Tegan and Stefan are there to meet you guys. Tegan says to you, I'm glad you guys are back. I made sure to keep everybody on site and in sight for now, just in case. He kind of like motions inside, kind of giving you like, just in case we might have a leak or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because he seems like he's having the same idea you guys are having.
Yeah.
Ninreen told us that Moose is pretty much all healed up. He was in pretty bad shape when we found him. If we probably weren't there, probably a couple minutes later, he probably would have died.
Oh, goodness.
So he was really messed up. So
What sort of wounds? Bite wounds?
no, it looks
Weapons?
so it looks like, and this is what Nenreen said after examining him. Moose looks like he took. Somebody apparently knows about rabbit anatomy. If the same places in a rabbit are the same places on like Almirage, because they went exactly for where his larynx would be, so he couldn't scream. Or rabbits can scream and it's horrific.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he couldn't make a sound. That being said, whoever did it probably intended him to die, because it went around this, kind of like crushed his vertebrae and spine as well. So,
Well.
yeah, he was partially paralyzed by the time we found him. He's okay now. He seems really antsy. I mean, just by his, like, mannerisms.
Just-
Not resting at all. I think he might be worried about Shaddoc.
Is there anybody in the keep that can speak with animals? I know we have a friend elsewhere, but does anybody in the keep have the ability?
Stefan shakes his head. I don't... Actually, one second. I almost forgot about this. I think there might be somebody that is able. Here we go. Your daughter's tutor might be able to. She's a furblog, right?
Mm, Let me find the message. I don't remember which race person we chose. Gosh.
I know that the magic tutor is a tiefling.
Yeah, the magic tutor's a tiefling. I'm trying to remember the teacher. Even then, though, furbolgs can't, like, they can just communicate simple concepts. They can't do,
Unless they have more magic than...
Oh, yeah. If they've got, like, some druid levels or something, then... Oh, it was probably a message to more than just myself. It was probably a message to myself and... Here we go. Okay. Three... Aura.
Yeah.
Aura. Yeah, so her tutor is Aura.
And Aura is a furbolg.
Okay. The document was still trying to open. It was like, Open Office needs to be installed on your computer.
But when you were saying that, like, Tegan's like, well, the only person who's probably closest is probably Aura.
I'll go find Aura if
Okay.
she's around.
Oh, yeah, she's around. Tegan said we did make sure, like, most of the staff were on site for when you came back. In case you want to speak with them, in case they saw anything. I mean, me and Stefan spoke, and Chamber spoke with some of them, and nobody nobody really had any useful information, unfortunately. Or so they claim.
Right, or so they actually think for now. Has anyone seemed to have any bad headaches or nausea?
Not that anybody has mentioned it to us.
Okay.
I wanted to, I didn't want to disturb Shaddoc's room yet, just to make sure if you guys wanted to do a sweep of the room before, I did any investigations. I don't know. I mean, I'm more of the practical, looking for clues and whatnot, so I didn't want to move anything in case you guys might see anything magically.
That's a good sight. That's a good thought.
So I closed off her room until you guys got here.
Have you been able to determine how they got inside her room?
I might have something, but I didn't want to touch anything until you guys got here. Just by sight, I think somebody had messed around with the what are they called? I think somebody might have tampered with the flag hinges on Shaddoc's windows, but I wanted to show you before I touched anything.
Okay, perfect. Let's send for Aura and let her know that I would like to talk to her wherever they're keeping Moose right now. And then why don't you come with us to Shaddoc's room and we can see if there's any clues we're able to find. Tilda, would you mind detecting magic for us?
Alright, she will do so. Alright, so you're doing detect magic on the room. Moose is with Nenrine right now. He is not letting him out of his sights.
Okay. Let's check out the room first. And then I'll head down to the area with Nenrine, the library, what have you, where they're staying right now, and meet Aura down there.
Okay. So who's going to Shaddoc's room right now? So it's Melanie, Tegan's coming up with you, Tilda's coming up to do the detect magic.
Yeah, Raine wants to take a look around the room too. See if she can find anything.
Raine.
I was gonna say Raine's probably the best at doing that.
Okay, Raine, Tilda's doing that. Okay. All right.
I'm going to prepare the Magnificent Mansion again,
Okay.
just so we have a convenient place for questioning.
Okay. For questioning, Theo asks if Tilda's gonna go to Shaddock's room. Theo asks one of you to go with him to see Nenrine, so he can.
I can go.
Okay, so he can perform the remove curse on him.
Yeah, I'll go with him for that.
Okay, just to cover all bases. Stefan says, if we did a cursory surveillance around the fortress last night, me and the Tressums. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything around the castle. They could try again. Is there any place in particular you would like them to look? They're pretty low to the ground, so they might see things we might have missed.
It's very possible there'll be something useful for them to check, but I'm not sure what it might be yet. Maybe let us look in Shaddoc's room. We might see a clue or something that would give us an idea of where we should look.
Okay. All right, so you guys split up, and first we'll go with Shaddoc's room. So Shaddoc's room looks, like when he opens the door, it looks pretty normal. The only thing that is unusual is the window is open, and Tegan mentions that this is the way he had found it, so he didn't want to touch anything until you guys got here.
Has the weather been okay? It hasn't been like rainy or anything.
No, it's been pretty clear. And he will motion to Raine. So Raine, he points out. So Shaddoc's windows are they are open using a what's known as a flag hinge. So a flag hinge, and I will give you a just what it looks like. Typically,
Seriously.
so flag hinge. Let me just looks like that. So there's one set that stays like attached to whatever surface, and then the other one will swing. So a series of those are used for the window. And he will motion to you. So if you notice, and he points out a few, there's been a couple that looks like they've been tampered with. And he, like, in the middle, you see, like, there are a couple, like, dents in there. Like something was forced in.
Okay, this might be a stupid question. Tampered from, like, the inside or outside?
Roll an investigation. It looks like they've been tampered from the outside. When you move the window a little bit, it looks like that, and this is pretty obvious when you actually move the window stays a little bit open. So it doesn't close all the way. It's very slight.
And when we look outside the window, and are we on the second floor?
Yeah, you guys are. The Shaddoc's room is on the second floor.
And what's below us?
Below you guys is like a little bit. It goes out to. There's like some grass. It's like behind, like facing away. Like it's in the back of the fortress, and you have some grass, and then you have the wall that surrounds the entire establishment.
So there's not really much that anyone would have seen. There wouldn't have been somebody just hanging out back there.
No, doesn't appear to be so.
Okay.
I learned everyone that it had been tampered with to be left open. They probably came from outside, and at least it wasn't. So the tampering is what's leaving it open. It's not there's not two tamperings, right? I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. It's
Yeah.
not like-
So there's multiple hinges on the windows because the windows they're like shutter windows, and they're not very large. They're like, I guess standard, like twice the size of like your standard house window. But because of like how heavy the glass, like the windows here are very thick glass with like metal to hold them in place. It takes a couple of these hinges to like hold them up. So multiple hinges on one set of the windows has been tampered with.
It would hardly be conclusive. It's not like obviously an inside job. Someone, maid came in, left the window open for someone to climb in.
No, it's definitely like, if you're really looking, it's definitely noticeable that somebody like the hinges were forced to not close all the way. It's very, and it's, with your investigation check, like a kid probably wouldn't have noticed this.
with the window tampered with the way it is it easy to open and shut it very quietly?
It is actually.
Like, would somebody wake up if this were to be opened?
When you test it out, no. It looks like the hinges have been oiled as well.
I am going to make this the squeakiest window ever going forward. Okay. But it wouldn't have taken much more than like some rope to get up here, though. It's not like it's not like a greased wall. So
It's a regular stone wall. So if they could find an anchor, I mean, Raine, you know, if you could find like an anchor somewhere in the wall, or like silently put in like a like a little like piston type
Pitten.
thing, yeah, pitten type thing, you could probably scale this wall easy.
we should have the Tressums look to see if there's any marks on the wall where somebody scaled it. That would let us know if we are looking for somebody who entered magically or with levitation or flying or something, or somebody who actually, you know, mechanically climbed up and down the wall. If we look around in the room, like you said that most of the stuff is in place, especially near the window where somebody would have had to like move anything to come in, is there anything noticeably out of place or anything that maybe had been moved at some point, like in the past couple days, that is large that a kid wouldn't have just moved for fun? Like a chair, you know.
Right. You're in here. You two are in here a lot, so not really. Doesn't look like any big pieces of furniture have been moved.
Nothing seems to be displaced. There's not like a little anything on the ground where somebody stepped on something or anything like that.
Or like ourselves a scrap of cloth or something, you know. that would be the next thing.
Well,
Right?
I'm imagining, like, especially with the kids' room, even if they pick it up pretty often, there's occasionally going to be shit on the floor. And if you walk around in the dark, you're going to
I see.
possibly step on something, like a Lego or whatever medieval Legos are. You know what I mean?
And Raine would be hoping for anything that they might have left behind, because we got, you know, these magic users that can do magic shit, you know.
Right. You do a search on the floor, and Tilda is gonna do a search as well. I need to look up something real quick. Okay.
If you're looking for the piercing damage on a Lego, it's 68. Actually.
Doesn't look like it. There are a couple like toys that look like they've like fallen over, but you don't know whether that's because they were knocked over or maybe Shaddoc has just left them lying around.
Right. I mean, it's okay. What about I'd like to look, because the time frame, I'm assuming she had been in bed. I'd like to look and see if there's any, like, I don't know, poison darts, or like just a cloth full of fucking that thing, ether. I don't know. gonna look to see if they had anything that they drugged my daughter with, I guess.
You can.
That she'd left unattended and they put a roofie in it. I don't know.
You two could use investigation checks. I'm pretty sure you're probably gonna want to use Raine's.
Yeah. How about I give her advantage by poking around and pointing at
Sure.
things?
You give the person who has like 20 plus investigation advantage.
Yeah.
So she can't roll less than like a
57.
Okay.
That's shitty. That's
You do find one thing. Well, besides the letter that Tegan says they found, you find a feather in the bed. Not one that came from the pillow, because the pillows are usually made with goose down feathers.
Motherfucker. Is it the thing like the book?
What?
Is it like that fucking dude person that would leave the feathers when they stole stuff? Oh no, we killed that person. I forgot.
You
that
mean
we
the
murdered them.
magpie? Yes, it's that.
Yeah.
No. It appears to be a brown feather.
Like a like a rego bird feather?
Like a rego bird
bird
feather. Like a rego bird
big
feather.
bird. Like a hawk-sized feather?
We could say like a probably judging by the size of it, probably like a sparrow, like a little brown house sparrow type of bird.
I'm gonna be honest, she might have just had another pet that I didn't know about. She's fucking sneaky with pets. Okay.
Highly
File
possible.
for the leader.
Let me actually roll something for Tilda. Let's see, with her massive Arcana check, we will see if she probably may have picked this up, but who knows? Her character sheet is loading. I'm sorry. There's a lot of spells on this.
It's alright. It'll be a couple years.
Let's see. Okay, there we go. Arcana. Okay. So I'm gonna roll. So she looks at it and she's like, well, if she wasn't keeping any other pets, darling, this may be a part of a spell component, perhaps. I do know Fly uses wing feathers from birds for a spell component, so possibly that. But I don't know if we want to jump to that conclusion or not.
I mean, honestly, I probably would have noticed her keeping a bird in here, but you know.
Would you?
Probably.
That is exactly what Tilda would say.
No, that's spot on. I feel like she would feel completely okay with that. I mean, I think so, which is, you know, still picking up the stealth from her other side. Alright, so we found a feather. So I'm guessing she was moved by magical means, or they used magical means to get in and then dropped the item. One of those two.
Would you like to see the complete note the person had left? Says Tegan.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get it out. It's alright, right?
What?
1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, there was one more thing I had to include. Yoink. It should say once in front of that last sentence. I deleted it by accident. I should have proofread this several more times.
Okay. All right. So, they seem to know quite a bit about the dragon shields. This is shitty.
Alright, so while you guys are doing that, Theo and Aoife are heading to the library, where Nenrine is keeping an eye on Moose. Theo has not said anything, on the trip there.
Just before we walk in, Aoife's gonna just touch his shoulder and say, I need you to know something, and I need you to not take it personally.
Okay.
If he removes the curse, or tries to remove the curse, and you start acting weird as fuck, you fight it, you lose your mind, I'm gonna incapacitate you
You are
and take you into custody.
okay. You are more than allowed to. I mean, I
I'm not asking permission, I'm letting you know.
okay. Thank you for the warning. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm just to be safe, I'm gonna have my whip out and ready.
Okay. All right. Nenreen's there. Aoife, you see a. If a rabbit can look furious and like nervous and antsy, this is what a rabbit looks like. It's like pacing, hopping back and forth, little hops, kind of like stamping its feet. Not calm at all. Like aggressive little bug, not attacking you, but just acting like a little aggressive bundle of fluff. And then Reed says, "All right, I got the remove curse ready. So just in case anything happens, stand by, please."
Yep. I'm gonna just stand 5 feet away from Theo, so I'm out of reach of him.
Okay.
But he is within reach of my whip.
Yes. Okay. Then Raine casts remove curse, and as soon as it goes off, Theo looks. There is a look of horror that like flashes on his face, and he like goes a little pale. He doesn't act violently or anything of the sort, but he just looks at you two and he says, This is all my fucking fault. Oh god. Oh shit." So for the next couple of minutes, after he like calms down a bit, like his hands start shaking as he starts explaining what he remembers now what has happened. So, he was at a meeting with two merchants who were from the Merchants Association of Ironfast. They had scheduled a meeting with him earlier in the week to discuss the roads leading from Ironfast into the Loyola Duchy. You know, how to improve them and whatnot. Apparently, these two merchants, quote, merchants, one of them used dominate person on him. And started asking him questions for the duration of the spell. They had asked him about his association with you guys. They had asked him if he had known anything about the Cult of the Dragon. They had asked him if he knew anything about the Dragon's Fear, which, since he did, told them things willingly. He had told them about the pieces they currently had, the pieces they were currently going after, the members of the Dragon Shields. He also told them about... he told them a lot of things. Once they were finishing questioning him in the 10-minute time span of Dominate Person, they modified his memory. And
Damn.
so pretty much Dominate Person, interrogation, modify memory. All he remembers is talking to these two individuals about the agreement of the improvement of the condition of the roads going into the Loyola Duchy.
Does Nedreen have to do a greater restoration for him to get his memories back?
No. So once Remove Curse is performed, that it's done. Greater
Okay.
Restoration only does it if there are, I believe, any lingering effects. I kind of researched this for a couple weeks.
Okay. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder again and tell him, okay, we're gonna go back.
Okay.
We're gonna tell the others everything you know, including what they looked like, any of their mannerisms. Because chances are that wasn't their real appearance, but Raine might know something. And I'm gonna stand between you and Melanie Because even though you were cursed, she might try and kill you.
I kind of feel like I deserve it.
I mean, if you feel like you deserve it, I can take care of it the second you're done talking to them. We can go for a walk.
Okay. You see, I mean,
Probably
it's
shouldn't kill the father of Tilda's
yeah.
child, but you know.
Aoife, I mean, it's pretty easy for you to see. He is just like, pretty
Yeah.
much like racked with guilt, like pretty much blaming himself for this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
All right. He will go with you. And then Reed says, "Do you want to bring?" And he motions to the furious rabbit, or should I keep an eye on him?
Keep an eye on him for right now. I think we're gonna deal with enough anger with just this. So
Okay. All right. So you two head back. Zaitari, is there anything you want to do while you're setting up the mansion? You're muted. Unless you went to go get a drink. Okay.
No, there was nothing in particular that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So you guys head back. Tegan brings you to where they found Moose. In his little, like, hidey, brilliant hole that Tegan had made for him. Tegan says it seems like they knew where he was because I found him here.
I mean, that also could be that he glows, so...
That too.
Yeah, possibly, says Tegan. How would they know it's him and not a nightlight?
Well, they obviously had a lot of information about us.
Fair enough. I took a look around the area. I couldn't find anything myself. You can tell, like, Melanie, like, it's easy to see, like, he wishes he could be a little more useful to you guys.
It's okay, Tegan. Honestly, it's it is what it is.
Okay. And then Aoife comes back, heads into the room with Theo.
and I'll keep my word, and I'll stand in between Theo and Mel and Raine.
All right.
That kind of news.
Theo just says, "This is entirely my fault." And he starts to explain that he goes over the story again, that he was meeting with two merchants, and the two merchants used dominate person on him, and within the 10-minute time span, he answered every question they had not about merchant and trade, but about the dragon shields, about the dragon sphere, about how many pieces they have, pretty much any question they had about you guys, about the organization he was a part of, and then they used modified memory on him. So they modified it so to where they said, okay, we talked about the roads and how you're gonna put this much money into the improvement because of this reason.
And anything about Shaddoc besides using her as leverage?
On their part, no, they did not. All they asked was, is the Triton girl staying at Rosewater Keep? And that's all they asked. And of course I said yes.
It wasn't your fault. You were under magical influence. The only thing that we need to learn from this is that you, as a noble and the member of the Dragon Shields, are a valuable target, and maybe you shouldn't take meetings such as that just by yourself.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I saw them at the casino before they left.
honestly, it was probably too late to undo any damage at that point. We'll get the bastards, and we'll make them pay.
Yeah.
Who other than... So, obviously everybody knows about your noble title. Do very many people know about your rank in the Dragon Shields?
No, it's you guys and the group.
Okay.
But they did ask a question, how am I involved with you guys? So they had a line of questioning which they knew, it seems like from their line of questioning, they knew who the Dragon Shields and Dragon Knights were. And one of them, I believe it was, there's a human and a gnome, unless they were under the disguise or something. The human had asked me, what's your association, if any, with the Dragon Shields and Dragon Knights? And it was a simple, I'm part of the group. So they knew about the group already. They just didn't know who was part of it.
Yeah, they didn't know that you were part of it. That was apparently just very lucky.
I also was able to get in contact with Alexandria. They almost have the right white crystal.
Something happened?
She told me, I don't agree with this. Under no circumstances am I to take out the sphere and the other crystal by myself.
No, you're not, obviously. But you said that she almost had it. Does that mean like something happened, or?
They're on the trail of the dragon. It's according to her, it's just a matter of time before they get the white piece.
Okay. But no, you're not to take it out. We'll find another way.
We're all the pieces now. We need to make sure they're secure, because if they get them, then there's no point in having her. They'll get rid of it.
That's the trouble is, they've been very prepared. If we go check on anything, they'll just know exactly where to look in the future.
They asked me if I would be able to get the pieces within, the limited time span that the spell works under. I told them I was not able to. And it's true. I wouldn't be able to do it within that time span. It would take way too long. And quite frankly, me and the other Dragon Shields are the only ones that can get them out. They would not be able to.
Did they ask you where they were?
They did not ask me where they were. By that time, it was almost the end of the 10 minutes.
So they were running out of time. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, are you protected against scrying? Theo? Or can people scry on you?
I think people can scry on me.
Okay.
I might
get that fixed.
Yeah, I will get that fixed. Makes mental note.
I know at one point he had an amulet of non-detection when he was on like the run from his parents. Well, not the run, but when he was on a quote-unquote hunting trip.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he still has it.
I was using one for a time. I tried to say this, but I was muted. Because I don't want to accidentally interrupt for whatever reason. And so I just said that if Theo would like, not Tegan, he can have the amulet that I was using.
That would probably be a good idea right now.
Yeah, I'll take it out of the bag of holding and hand it to him.
All right, thank you. He'll put it on. It seems like, and he kind of like. I think I should stay here for the time being, at least with like maybe with Stefan. Make sure that I'm not a liability to you guys.
I think that you should probably stay here, and your wife should probably stay here, so that we know that they are not any harm to you. Now that if they somehow know the spell is broken or anything. So
Yeah.
Ramp up the security too.
oh,
'Cause they know you're a weak point. And if they know that the spell is broken, and we know that they got the information through you,
Mm-hmm.
they might come for you.
Yeah. I will definitely stay within eyeshot of, Tilda and Stefan and Tegan.
And that's a
yeah.
great idea. Just stay within eyeshot of the pregnant woman.
well, I think that Tilda would most likely murder him if he didn't. But we'll also have.
I'm just saying, they've already targeted one kid.
They have, yes, and we are going to do our best to fix this. Maybe also stay in places that have minimal entry points and check all of the entry points first.
Stefan
we
does
can-
say he could probably stay in my tower. There's no way they would get in. Especially if
Stefan, by the way.
Yeah, he would have to stay with a few cats. But
Rather die.
as far as I know, unless I allow somebody to come in, they're not getting in.
Okay, well that could be very handy then. I don't suppose that he and Tilda could spend some time with you then.
As long as, I mean, that's perfectly fine with me. I can prepare the guest room. And he's like, I'll go prepare that now. And he has a couple kittens in his pocket. And he mumbles, "Come on, let's get that ready."
I would like to go find Aura
Mm-hmm.
and Moose.
All right. Well, they could tell you Moose is with Nenrine because they just left him there. Aura
Right.
is currently in the dining area with a couple other of the staff in case you guys need them.
I would like to go and find her and ask her to accompany me. Oh, well, actually, before I do that, I'll just say, Aura, hello.
Have you found anything?
Nothing terribly useful yet,
Ah.
but I was wondering, not to be, think anything of your race, but I know that there are many Forbogs who have various gifts of nature magic.
Uh-huh.
Would you happen to know how to speak with animals?
I mean, they would be able to understand me. I don't know if they would be able to. I would be able to understand them in return. I suppose it depends on the animal. Why?
Well, you've probably seen Moose about. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I have.
He was gravely injured. Thankfully he has been healed during the attack, and he lives here. We have reason to believe that the attackers may have used magical means to control people. So we want to find out if it was anybody and I will like have taken her into a hallway or something. I'm not just gonna say this in the middle of a friggin' dining room. I just want to find out if Moose's attacker, should he have seen it, was anybody who works in the keep.
Oh,
We're obviously going to have to do a sweep to see if anybody has been magically compromised, but you know, he recognizes people here, so it's not a terribly long shot. He's very smart. So, you know.
okay. I can try to convey that to him. I'll do my best.
I would appreciate that. That'd be marvelous.
Okay.
Oh, I have an idea. Maybe I'll go grab Zaitari
Uh-huh.
and see if she will take like a few minutes, and we're gonna do an illusory lineup of staff. Make a tiny version of a staff member. Be like, was it this one? And then make a tiny cook. Was it this one? Tiny maid. Was it this one? Can you use minor illusion like that by any chance?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
I'm just seeing if I have anything else that would also allow me to do like more illusory shit, but not really at the moment. So yeah, I'll just use minor illusion to make either portraits or like just tiny versions of the staff. So
Yeah. Playing the weirdest game of Barbies right now.
All right. You guys go to the library. Aura, Melanie, and Zaitari. You see a furious looking moose, like just pacing, like just making the tiniest hops, like
Moose angry.
going to one side of the room and then like hopping to the other side of the room.
I'm gonna go up to Moose, and Mel is gonna kind of put out her hand and be like, "Hey, buddy." She's gonna say, "Moose, I know that you tried your best to protect Shaddoc, and I appreciate it so much. You are a fierce little Amaraj, and I'm very proud of you. I know that you understand me a little bit, and I think that you might understand Aura even better. We're going to make tiny versions of the people who work here, and if one of them hurt you, if one of them was one of the ones who took Shaddoc, you just need to headbutt them or something, okay?"
Let's see. We'll go back to the first. Okay, so through speech of beast and leaf, Aura is going to do her best to convey what you just said to Moose.
Okay.
Probably simplify it a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. He stamps his little feet. Or
Seems
is like,
probably good.
I think so? Maybe? Anyways.
Nice.
Alright, so your guys are going through each of the staff. Okay.
Any response?
Let's see. He seems to be like staring at each image, squinting at each image, and by the time you get to like the fifth staff member, he is just like shaking his like head and horn like vigorously, like from side to side.
Hey, Zaitari, did you see those people that Tegan met with?
Did I? I was gonna just
casino?
ask you that, Darren, if I saw the merchants or not.
I know they were pointed out to Raine. I know Tilda saw them for sure. I don't know if Melody saw them. I think you were engaged.
I think that I had started wandering around at that point.
Yeah, I don't think we saw them.
Okay. Make a gnome. Make a gnome person. I know that one of them was a gnome.
Hold on. Is Raine in here?
I would assume.
Okay.
I could give a brief description of what I saw. You know,
Okay.
the
I will try to get as close as
build,
possible based
color,
off of Raine's description. So
Moose also shakes his head, and Aura's like, I wish I could understand him. I'm sorry. I mean, he looks frustrated. It's the best I can say.
He does.
what's Iskin's boyfriend's name?
Leo.
I'm gonna send a sending to Leo.
Okay.
Urgent need of your help. Can you come to the keep?
Alright.
As soon as possible.
We'll be there as soon as possible. Heading there now.
Does he give me a time frame?
Let's see. He's a bird. 50 per every 6 seconds. It's probably gonna take him a few hours. So he'll be there as soon as possible, but a few hours, he says. He's gonna fly there.
Okay. I'll relay that information. Hold on. What was I gonna say? We can use the time while we're waiting for Leo to arrive to start questioning Bertie.
Okay. Should we speak with any of the staff before we do? Or do you want to speak with Bertie first?
I think we should speak with Bertie first and wait for Leo to get here so we can get some more information from Moose.
Okay.
They have the staff be ready to gather, and then we could also watch to see if anyone tries to run, and then if not, we can zone of truth them,
The thing is, they might not even know that they did anything.
Hey, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
What level cleric is Nenrine?
Nenrine is... I don't think I've leveled him up since you guys. So currently, Nenrine is level...
Is the sheet broken?
Yep, the sheet's broken.
Oh boy.
Okay, what spells? He had access to 5th level spells.
Yes, so he's at least 9th level.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say if he was 10th level, Aoife would, being the smart ass she is, ask him if his god can do anything and try for a cheeky little divine intervention for Shaddoc's location.
Fair. But yeah, he had access to 5th level.
Okay, so it's your call whether he was 9th or 10th level then. Because I do not remember.
I don't remember either.
I copied Nenrine's sheet. Let me see. It was level 9.
Ah, dang. Okay.
Sorry.
Alright, 1 level short, unfortunately. So it's still good to have around, but...
grind rats or something.
He'll just go to the cellar and get rid of the rats down there. We'll see if that gets him enough experience to hit 10.
No, he'll faint like 8 times, because that's all he does in combat.
Oh, no, I have an idea. He can, kill Raine or something, and then I'll bring her back.
Just stand
That's
there
a
and let him
lot of
hit you.
XP. Like, a
Mhm,
lot.
exactly.
I don't know if that's the best use of our diamonds right now.
When we get to level 20, like, we just need a bunch of diamonds.
You guys could probably afford it at this point.
Let's just power
Yeah.
level our in-stock cleric. And he can divine intervention his way to success.
Well, we lost our other one, so.
All right.
It's
Gotta go and
Worth-
die of old age.
I know
The
it's only
problem
I know it's a D100 roll, but like if it works, it's pretty useful. And you can try every day while we figure out this shit.
Alright, so we're gonna go across to question Bertie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I will get
Let
the
us
sun.
not- yeah, I was gonna say, let us not forget the sun sword this time.
It wasn't forgotten. It was just that I'm only gonna put a certain number of things in, you know, the thing. I'm thinking we should ask Tilda to do a wall of force. And just be in a wall of force box with the vampire. Myself, you, Raine, all of us have wooden weapons. I have the sun sword, and we're just gonna have a conversation.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she's in the portable hole, currently paralyzed. The wall of force is not a bad idea, but how long does it last?
Let me look.
Because I think if Zaitari and Melanie wanted to do that, Raine and Aoife can start investigating the surrounding area,
10 minutes.
including outside of the keep for any clues or things that were dropped.
only question so many people, only so many people can question, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a fine idea. I will go with Melanie into the mansion. Raine, if
Oh,
you'll
yeah,
allow me
we can
to
use
have...
the mansion. We don't have to use a wall of force.
Yeah.
Durr.
That's why I set the mansion up. Raine, if you'll hand me the portable hole, I have the mansion set up similarly to last night, so.
Mind all the weird shit in there, including a vampire stake.
All right.
So whoever you want to have go first.
All right. So I assume somebody attunes to the sun sword. You put her in a
do you
room.
want to, Mallory, or do you want me to?
You do it.
Okay.
It's your weapon.
I'll just unattune to my bow for the time being, and go ahead and attune to the
Oh,
sun sword.
while you're doing that, I'll ask Tegan if he can make me a wooden stake, and if he will also come down with a wooden stake. That way we have a couple people.
I mean, he has like he can make a bunch of them on the fly because he has like shards of wood in his like workshop anyways, so just pretty easy to make them into like stakes. He'll be around with like about 10 in about like 15 minutes.
Okay. Could you like fit one of those into a crossbow or something?
And this is a hypothetical. This is a question. What would be the difference between a wooden crossbow bolt and a stake, anyways?
Gonna be honest, that's a question for you as the DM.
I mean,
That's you.
if it's wood, I assume it works the same way. It's just a smaller, thinner stake. As long as it doesn't have the metal tip, I assume.
I mean, if y'all want it, I've got 10 darts, and those are wooden.
We'll just use the stakes, and I guess we'll have a crossbow on hand just in case,
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty easy to do. So you could just like take out the metal bits and sharpen the end of a couple crossbow bolts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It'll bring those up to you in about 20 minutes.
All right. I'll go down into the basement of the mansion and start setting it up for when Melanie is ready. I'll take Bertie out.
Okay.
Manacles, chained to the wall, all that shit. I'm assuming she's not dead, she's just paralyzed.
Yeah.
Alright. Great. We didn't kill the vampire.
All right. Everything's gathered and attuned to within the hour.
Okay.
She is ready for examination. For interrogation.
All right.
Alright.
Okay.
Who would like to do the honors? Or shall I animate objects and just rip it out of her chest while we're at a safer distance?
Wait, you want me to pull it out?
I was saying, like, I was asking if you wanted to pull it out, or
Yeah, sure.
I could animate objects and pull it out while we're at a distance.
Oh no, I'll do it from close up. I'll go ahead and light up the sword and just kind of have it like I'll stand kind of at an angle,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm blocking most of the direct light from it, and then I'm just gonna pop that cork out.
Okay. Pop out. She comes to and realizes where she is. And sighs.
Yeah. Hi there.
Hi.
So I heard you got in a little bit of a tiff with my my girlfriend in a hole. It happens to all of us. Don't worry about it. But I would like you to know that I have a sword made of light. Sunlight, in fact. And we have...
I can see that.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and douse this so that we don't accidentally murder you, and I'll turn the sword off. But I do have some wood here, and you know what I don't have? Funny thing, my daughter. Anything you would like to add to this?
Well, I do have one thing I would like to add.
Please do. If you turn into a bat, please know we're in a frickin' demi-plane. You're gonna have fun in here. Talk.
What do I get if I tell you what I know? And you see her eyes flick to the sword and back to you.
I could just not murder you. That'd be a thing I could do, I suppose.
You not murder me and what, I stay in here forever? Or you let me go? Because I don't know about you, but I know many people would not let me go.
I will let you leave the mansion alive.
I mean, listen, we don't really have... It's not that we don't have leverage. We could just kill you. But your incentive is leaving, and if you give us the information, we'll let you leave.
You'll let me leave and not kill me once I leave. You will let me go.
We'll let you leave the mansion alive, and we won't kill you the moment you leave the mansion. I'm not saying that there won't be, like, authority outside to, take you to fucking prison, but we won't kill you. Nor will we plan on murdering you once we release you unless you do some shit.
Roll persuasion check.
Can I assist? I was, you know.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're right there. You guys are kind of helping each
Ugh.
other.
So I have advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Ugh.
Are you being truthful?
Yeah. If she helps us, I won't murder her.
She gives it. She closes her eyes for a moment. Well, I have some information that is useful to you, and quite frankly, being under the employ of my boss is not something I would like to be under forever. He's not exactly a one that inspires leadership.
And this is Smoke.
Not Smoke. This is somebody that's over Smoke.
Hmm.
Smoke has
Which
some...
one of the... What's his name? Or her?
He is... Well, he... I would say is... him. And this is a bit of information you can use. The person or the entity you... Hold on, I need to make sure I spell this right.
You bully.
Uh... There we go. Copy. Alright. The entity you are looking for is an individual named Tierst. Or, I'll just put it in the chat.
Tiras?
Odd name.
Tierast.
Okay.
Well, dragons tend to have very odd names.
Oh, see that
Happened
black
to be
dragon
a,
that we
black
happen
dragon.
to already be looking at.
Well, he used to be a black dragon.
Oh,
Used to?
what is he now?
He is an entity what you probably know as a Draco Lich.
Didn't we already fight one of those?
I don't think those zombie things we fought were Draco Liches. I think they were just zombie dragons.
Hmm. I see. Well,
He has several names, if that's what you're looking for. He is.
I'm sure we've heard of a few of them by now,
Hmm.
honestly. But confirmation would be nice.
Oh, no problem. He is known as, and let me get the list.
By any chance, do you know where his lair is?
Not the exact location. That he doesn't tell many people.
Do you know a rough estimation?
You are probably gonna want to look in the Homeless Mire. It's south of Gadarn.
I think that's where some of our information was pointing us towards anyways.
Yes.
Can you tell us, who took Shaddoc?
I believe he had hired two individuals that were once students of a mage order you guys have in Gadarn. I think it's Thundrum, I suppose. Two ex-students, I believe. I do not know their names. I was not part of their hiring. All I know is he needed somebody with certain marketable skills, and they happen to have them.
This wouldn't happen to be, also who maybe took Theo and, what am I thinking of? Hold on. who took Theo and extracted the information out of him.
Theo.
It was
She, like, raises an eyebrow.
Theodric Loyalor.
Oh, no, they weren't involved in that. Two separate individuals. They had a different set of skills, I believe, Tyros was looking for.
All right. Well, that rounds it down a little bit, I guess. Do you know where they're holding Shaddoc?
I believe she is currently with Tyros.
Okay, so in the belly of the beast, as one might say.
Not literally. Let's not say belly of the beast. Thanks for that.
Not what I meant, Melanie.
It is what you said, though. Literally the
It
words
is
that
what
came
I
out of
said,
you.
but it is... It is a
I'm
turn
sorry.
of phrase for a lair.
I understand. I'm just a little nervous right now. Understandably.
I understand. I suppose we'll have to do some research into, well, how to kill a Draco Lich, but, I'm sure, like a regular Lich, they've done something to make themselves immortal and something need to break whatever. I'm not really sure on the whole process.
So, the names she also gives, Tyros is also known as the Death Creeper of the Swamp.
Yeah, we've heard that one.
Yep. And the Disease Devourer.
Yep, we've heard that one.
Okay. So that's the same person. We weren't sure if those two names were the same person, so that's nice to have a confirmation on that.
Also, the last name she drops is the Dragon Lord of Decay.
Interesting. So, is there any particular... Do you know why he's doing this?
I mean, getting rid of all metallic dragons would be a pretty nice thing to do if you were a chromatic dragon.
I mean...
Yeah, but he's a Draco Lich now.
I mean, he himself had some weird, creepy for me, like, cultists, dragon cult or something of the like that worshipped the ground he stood on for some reason. I think they were looking for an artifact of sorts. Probably the one that they were trying to extract information from. I'm not into that side of his affairs. I could care less about dragons unless they involve me getting eaten.
I'm going to assume that you are telling the truth. Because honestly, we know what he's looking for. So, keeping that information from us would not necessarily be of benefit to you.
I don't suppose there's anything that you can tell us about him, like maybe he has like a really severe peanut allergy or something.
The thing that you could probably exploit, and this is just, me looking in, is this obsession with that artifact he's looking for. He just keeps going on and on about destroying the lives of the good and whatnot. I don't really care about that. Hence why I am telling you everything I know about this. Because if you are true to your word, once I get out of here, I am going far away from here and from him.
Why did you get involved with him in the first place?
It was a beneficial relationship at first. He had some assets that I needed. I had some assets that were helpful to him. So it was mutually beneficial at the start. He had the resources and I could take advantage of those and grow a small syndicate of my own. And then he started asking for more. And then when you give an inch, they take a mile. And
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily surprise me.
yeah, and you know, and I'm sure you know anything with the name, with the title Lich attached to it, you don't want to make angry.
Yeah, you don't want to piss that off, really.
But it sounds to me that you're going to get rid of him because apparently he's taken something precious from all of you.
Oh, that and, wanting to murder all chromatic dragons is a bit of a problem.
Of course, of course.
Chromatic, sorry, metallic.
Yeah.
Metallic, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. So this, as long as he's out of the way, I won't have anything else to worry about. And obviously you won't have to worry about me. I see this as a win-win situation. And I know a win-win situation when I see one.
That makes sense. I mean, you're a practical woman. Were you sent to my performance to keep an eye on me?
I was making sure that all of you stayed in the same place while the operation continued.
This is Mallory asking Barrett
Yep.
because brain. And I can't remember names. Hold up. Is it Baroness? Somebody?
Gerdelta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Baroness Gridalta.
Yes.
Was she involved in this at all?
No, she was not.
She's the one with the
Then
weird tattoo, right?
Yeah, she had the fucking paw print tattoo.
Was she involved with the casino? Some sort of maybe human trafficker, something like that?
As far as I know, she was currently visiting from Robur. I do not know whether or not she had involvement with the hounds or not. I do not have too much insight on their inner workings since I was merely sent over to keep an eye on this current job.
Understandable. Do you know? So we know where the warehouse was. Obviously, we've been there. Oh, no, you weren't there for that. We found the one warehouse that had a tunnel connected to the casino, which we've burnt down. Just, yeah. Other than that warehouse and the casino, were there any other properties that you know they were working out of?
Not particularly. I know that there's a village very close to the homeless mire that individuals were sent to from time to time. Other than that,
Did they come back, or were they possibly just snacks?
No, they came back. From what I heard, they came back.
Okay.
The village, I don't know why humans call their villages down there like such depressing names, but you're going to look for the mire of dead men while you're down there. That's the village that they were going to. Yep.
Okay. You've been surprisingly helpful.
I know a good deal when I see one. I haven't been alive this long.
Well, you've helped us quite a bit. Is there anything else that you can think of? Because obviously, if we get rid of this person, then they're not going to come after you. You don't know that if we fail.
It's
very possible some of the information we have might give away your assistance.
That's true. I'm gonna have to try to hide myself as best I can, but I do have a word of advice for all of you. As with black dragons, and I'm sure if you've already looked into black dragons, you know a lot about their traits. He still has them. They've carried over through death. And he has mentioned this, so do not stab, and motions to the sword, the messenger. He is not afraid. Now, I do believe he is going to keep her alive, but he's not afraid to make an example of her.
Oh, I'm sure he's not.
So I'd be very careful if you want her in one piece.
That's the plan.
Okay.
And I understand that, the message.
There's one more thing. Haven't had any direct interactions with Smoke myself. Though their name
Doesn't
is...
seem that anybody has.
No, they seem to act with, like, a lot of middle management. And honestly, that is a smart idea. But I have heard through the grapevine that they don't exactly have the best relationship with Tirast as well.
Would you be able to get in contact with them?
I might be able to. I do have to report to Tirast, and I might as well offer that on the table. He wants me to report if everything has gone according to plan, and I will do so. I will say that everything has gone according to plan. To give you a little time. But I can also slip in that I need to communicate with Smoke.
I think it might be useful if we are able to get them on our side as well.
I'd also very much like to kill them for being part of my daughter's kidnapping. But I would also, I suppose rather get the person in charge. Smoke, do they work with Terhast as, well, I suppose you said that they're not a big fan already, so...
I assume their relationship is very similar to mine and Tiras. But I just have a feeling, and this is just, a couple, like, 100 or 200 years of intuition, if that's worth anything, that their relationship might be a little deeper than me and Tiras. There might be something personal between them. What? I do not know.
So you're saying they fuck?
Between Smoke and Tierhast.
Yes.
Ugh.
Inappropriate joke. I know, but I had to. I had to.
I don't even know what.
Also, I don't know if they can I don't know if Draco Liches still shapeshift or if they're just having creepy zombie dragon sex. Ugh.
If you say this out loud, Bertie's gonna chuckle. I don't even know what Smoke is. Smoke could be a group of individuals. Smoke can be one person. Smoke could not even be a person at all. Smoke could be another vampire for all I know. I don't know.
You have communicated with them from time to time. Would you say that from your communications with them, it seems consistent in the manner that it's one person? Or does it seem more like it's a little bit more here or there, as if it were a group of people?
If I had to guess... She's gonna make... Okay. If I had to guess, I would lean towards one person. But I will be honest with you, just as I've been honest the entire time, I am not 100% sure.
By the way,
I mean...
I'm going to go ahead and do an insight check on this person.
Fair.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Whoa!
I mean, to me, it sounds like they're a changeling. Just take a guess.
It's quite possible. Then again, I do not know. She's very hard to read.
Yeah, also I'm pretty distracted right now.
Oh yeah, you're
So-
super distracted. But you know, the Heroes of Leona seem quite capable, so I'm hedging my bets with you guys.
Thank you. I think.
If I were to communicate with Tiras and attempt to get Smoke to communicate with me or you, where and what location should I do it at? Most likely this person would be a middleman. If not a sending stone. Or a
So
letter.
sorry. You're a lot better at this than I am.
I mean, Raine would be the best at this. Hold on. The Quivering Hills is the name of the whorehouse. Right?
Yeah, that's Yuju's brothel.
That's it, thank you. I was like, it's not whorehouse, but that's the only word that's coming to my mind right now.
I mean, it's the Quivering Hills. I feel like it's a little whorehousey. I feel like it's not unusual
yeah,
to
but
call it a whorehouse.
brothel is the one that I was going for. Oh, yeah. I think maybe the Quivering Hills is a fine neutral location,
Excellent.
to be honest.
And is there anything in particular you'd want me to try to convey, such as I need extra help, or I need, you know, more time, or, you know, something, anything you would want me to try to get Smoke to respond to?
I mean,
I don't know if I can get them there.
honestly, whatever you're the one who knows best.
All right.
If you can try to get them there, that would be the most convenient, but I understand that it seems rather impossible to actually do so.
I get the impression they've been at this a little longer than I have. That's the impression I get.
You mean at this as in working with tier houses, or at this as in the art of, you know, subterfuge and whatever it is that you want to call what you do?
Both, actually. But hey, maybe you shouldn't listen to me because I was dumb enough to get caught up in this.
Well, there
I
is
mean, lots of
that.
people have been dumb enough to get caught up in our shenanigans, so.
Oh, you know, I was assuming she meant working with Tierhast, but you also... Were you talking about being in this mansion right now?
No, I meant more so both.
I
Like,
was-
things that tend to involve us get complicated for those on the other side.
Believe me, I did not want to be caught in this situation too, especially with what you got packing over there.
I'm sure. Well, it is daytime right now, so why don't we just leave you here to stew for a little bit, think things over.
Of course. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know while I'm here.
That would be absolutely wonderful.
Before you leave, I would very much like your word that you have no plans on coming back to our keep without some sort of invitation, or using any of the knowledge that you've gained through working with your house to work against us.
I give you my word that I don't intend to come back to your keep to use any information that was given to me about all of you against you. And I'll even give you my word, unless we accidentally cross paths, that I probably won't involve myself with you ever again.
Well, that's not too bad then. Okay. Been surprisingly pleasant to work with. Aside from, you know, the whole biting my girlfriend thing. That was shitty.
Apologies.
Mm. I will go ahead and head out of the mansion.
Okay.
I will as well.
Okay.
She's sealed in there.
Yep, of course. I figured that. Okay, what do you guys
To
want
make
to
it
do?
clear, because you know I know she can turn mist, and I'm not. No,
Yep.
no.
Okay, what are you guys doing? Oh yeah, Leo will come in a few hours. I assume that questioning didn't take that long.
Probably not. No.
I
they
think
were-
that Raine and Aoife were gonna look around outside. I don't know if what they found.
Oh right,
Okay.
yeah. So you guys are
Yeah.
looking outside.
Probably focusing more on the ground because it seems like they probably flew up. But you know, we'll check out the roof too. You know, in case.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for the area below Shaddoc's window. Just start. I assume starting from there and probably spreading out.
Yeah, I'll be assisting Raine in the investigation, so you can take advantage.
Do that.
Okay.
You know, let's roll it one more time. Oh, luck, obviously. 21.
Okay.
Just kidding.
21. It doesn't take much, especially with Aoife helping you. You do find some really thin metallic. They're slimmer than lockpicks. Very almost like needle like metal tiny thin sticks, probably roughly the size of what was probably used to jam the flag hinges. And it's very clear there are a couple footprints around here as well, about human sized.
Keep those sticks separate. Just it's obviously not the kind of tool that is prized, you know. But they did touch it, so who knows, you know?
Who knows?
They're worth grabbing. They were in their possession at least for a little bit, so it's something to scry on.
We also have the note they left.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple things. Human-sized. Okay. Do the footprints give any clues, like about direction or anything?
They look like they go towards the wall. Footprints end there. So possibly hopped through the wall, flew over the wall, something of that sort.
I'll scale the wall and get to the other side to see if there are footprints on the other side.
Okay. Roll just a survival check to check for footprints on the direct opposite of that wall. Yeah.
24.
There's a short set of footprints that go like a couple feet out, but then there are no footprints.
Okay, I'll just call that. Oh, I wouldn't even call up the wall. I'll just say through the brooch. It looks like they teleported. They end here pretty abruptly.
Not surprising. I don't think we have much else to find. Let's head back in.
Yeah, I'll follow in.
Okay. So you guys go in. I assume you guys meet up with Zaitari and Melanie to relay what they've found out.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh.
put together a little scrying kit just in case it ever gets used. You know, with the,
Yeah.
Now that we have a name of the dragon, do we want to ask Tilda to do a little bit of legend lore with the name?
That's not a bad idea.
That is a really good idea, actually.
Legend lore with what? Sorry.
Now
The
that we have
dragon's name.
the dragon's name, a more definitive one and not just the title, legend lore might be a good option at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, you guys can do a legend lore if you want. Let me just go to the character sheet.
Because if Tilda can't do it, then Raine can, because doesn't he always have her prepared?
Yeah, as a knowledge cleric.
I'm just writing down the spells I've used for Tilda today, because I know she always, like, has, like, detect magic and legend lore and things like that.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
she has a certain core that she typically always prepares. So.
Well, isn't she knowledge? Oh, is she knowledge or arcana?
She's
She is knowledge, but it's only like low level. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Alright, so you guys want to bank on the legend lore while you guys are waiting for Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that. Alright. So you give the name that was given to you. Alright. This is the information that let's see. Just have to make sure that. Alright. Alright. The fearsome name of the black dragon, now known as the death creeper of the swamp, the diseased devourer, whose obsession with the downfall of metallic dragons is legendary. He who uses his own kin to mold them into his own weapons, whether they live or not. He once, many eons ago, was the terror of the continent that you stand on, who would, from southern Godarn and below, that would raise villages, take individuals into his lair, and do unspeakable things to them. Just making sure I'm just getting everything. He is as deadly and cruel as he is cunning, with many years' experience manipulating the life force to his claw tips. Be wary of his lair, be wary of the power he yields, for it is truly horrifying. Enter his lair with caution, for many have entered and never left. Those who do leave have been transformed. If further information is sought out, seek the last hatchling, Nedu. And I'll spell that out.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say, if you would like more information, please press
Press
more options. Thank you. Have a nice day.
The note that was left behind in Shaddoc's room didn't give us a timeline, did it?
No, no timeline.
Okay. Because, yeah, the vibe I'm getting is endgame boss vibe. So we might want to do any last-minute MacGuffin hunting that we might need to do to be adequately prepared for a place that mutates and changes everything that walks out of it.
Yeah, like the relic that you need.
Yeah, literally anything besides the +2 whip.
Well, I do have connections down in whatever that town is in southern Robur, which is the last place that it was seen, I think, right?
Yeah, it was last seen in
Yeah.
Turk.
Yeah. All right. So, like, I have a couple connections going on down there. I can get us there, etc., etc. So we could do
Yeah.
that.
We might also
we
wanna
need to do
divide
it
and conquer.
fast, though. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but this dude's super duper crazy, just fucking shit up insane, and he has my daughter. So,
Yeah, that's why I don't think all of us need to go. I think we need to be dividing and conquering. One, maybe two of us need to go get a relic, and then the other two need to be, 2 or 3 need to be focusing down on research and weak points and stuff like that.
Because obviously we can't do anything. Like, we don't have the other dragon thing. We don't have the other crystal yet that
Yeah.
they're getting. They're still getting that, and they're gonna have it
Also-
quote unquote soon, and we don't know when they're gonna be back.
and I would not be surprised if they had some sort of resource that's going to tell them when they get back. So if we say we have it before they get back, they'll know we're up to something.
Exactly.
So
And
yeah.
that's a good point. So we have like probably around a week. Melanie is not very good at research, so she's down with going anywhere that needs to be done. She doesn't want to sit still. So
Yeah, I mean, mostly Tilda's the one who's good at the research stuff. The rest of us are kind of big dummies.
and she's also like on the verge of giving birth.
there is
So
that too.
if there's any way to delay it until she's not super pregnant,
I don't know that the DM is gonna make Ro player pregnant. But that's made of knowledge, you know?
let's roll D100 to see if she goes into early labor. But like that's the other thing too, is if this final layer is a place that corrupts and changes and fucks things up, we definitely do not want a pregnant party member going in there. And
I
we can't
mean-
do that shit without. We should have the only multi-class cleric we have in our party for fighting a Dracolich.
Oh, come on. Why don't you want to take a pregnant lady in what's probably going to be just radioactive slime pit? Come on.
I mean, I think it'd be great to have a character who died because their fetus ate its way out, but I don't think Ro would like that.
No, I'm very, very certain that she would not.
I just watched Aliens today. Again. A fucking chest burster, baby. Let's
Yeah.
go.
This is why I don't want to experience pregnancy myself. I mean,
I
Jesus
get it.
Christ.
Neither do I.
After my friend had a kid and she said she dislocated her hip, I'm like, nope.
I feel like right now we kind of are in like another planning stage. But Mallory has a headache and is having a very hard time thinking.
I
So
mean,
I might-
Ro's not here.
Okay.
So, I mean, you guys can talk it out since this is kind of like a planning stage. You can also tell me while you're thinking, like, if there's anything you want Bertie to say to Tiras to get Smoke
Yeah.
involved, let me know. This is probably the
Yeah.
time to do it while you have her
I
in the
need to
mansion.
think about it because I cannot think of anything right now. But that doesn't mean that you guys can't. But if it's okay with you guys, can I bounce?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
y'all can
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
playing
no,
without
you're
me.
good.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be angry. I've had a headache for like 3 days, so I feel that in my soul.
But obviously Zaitari has Zone of Truth and stuff prepared. So if you need her to cast that, she can do it many times. Along with her usual kit. But alright. Thank you for the game, Darren.
Yep. Just take a break, take a rest.
Yep.
And remember, next week Christmas, so no game, obviously.
Yes. Alright. Later, guys. Bye.
Later.
I know this is going to be super heartless, but Aoife's official position is focus on killing the thing that wants to bring around the end of the world. If we can save Shaddoc, great. But the end of the world is kind of more important.
I mean, Melanie's first priority is obviously her daughter, with her second priority being a very, very, very close save the world. But her first priority is going to be save her daughter.
I mean, you guys heard Raine trying to find out where the dragon spears were earlier. Just as an option. Not her first choice, but it's an option.
Yeah, so that's where Aoife presently stands, is end of the world priority 1, save Shaddoc priority 2, and hopefully convenient perk of priority 1.
I mean,
If saving Shaddoc is going to potentially lead to much larger scale destruction, like, she loves Shaddoc. She's basically a sister now because of how much time she spent with her, but if it's one or the other, she's gonna go for the whole world.
No, yeah, that's
That's fair. Also,
fair.
you have to remember that Theo did get the message from Alexandria, and she told him, under no circumstances is he to take out the sphere and the other crystal.
Be a shame
No.
if something happened to his kid.
Yeah. So would be a shame if something happened. But I'm just letting you know that's the current order that he has. Now that could be manipulated somehow, maybe, but current order.
We know he's susceptible to dominate person.
Yes, you've learned that.
Oh my god. I have a
My thinking is
question.
we're gonna have to fake them out because that's the only thing that's gonna draw them out. We're either gonna have to hunt them down so hard, which is gonna be hard, or we're gonna trick them into a meeting. And probably use at least one dragon sphere, I'm imagining.
I don't know. There's that spell, Nystall's magical aura or whatever, where you can fake a magic item.
Yeah.
But I don't know how good it can be.
And
it might be enough to get him to the table,
I don't even want to bring one to him, because who knows what he can do with just one.
Well, and also that might not be enough. He might just murder my daughter.
Yeah,
I have a
he
question
can
about
take it
detect
as an
magic.
insult.
Mm-hmm.
So detect magic can, I believe, detect spells on a person. Is that the case?
Okay, I did look this up. Under on my dominate person interrogation modified memory research.
Yes.
For modified memory, it could not because the magic has already been done. Yes. So that's why even if you had detected magic on Theo, it wouldn't show up.
But it
I
would
was
detect like
mostly
a freedom of movement.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was mostly trying to think of if there was an easy way to take a look at all of our staff. But it sounds
Tilda, Tilda would tell you the only way to get to make sure somebody does not have modified memory on them would be remove curse.
Yeah. Also, Nenrain does have detect thoughts on tap, as well as his channel divinity being an improved detect thought situation, where he can also cast suggestion on people. So he could try and detect thoughts and delve deeper into each of them and see if there's any weird gaps or skips or anything like that.
and I was thinking we should probably over the next couple days just have Nenrain cast remove curse on anyone who's like critical in the functioning of the keep. So
Yeah.
chambers, basically all of the guards, people who would have been possibly like people that had been controlled. I mean, not saying that the chefs are less likely to be controlled. You can learn a lot from people, but um, um, anyone who has like various accesses should probably get curses removed.
And I mean, at the very least, we should gather them all up and say, were you involved in, and zone of truth? If you resist it, you're fired. Did you get involved in this in any way?
Did
Yeah.
we learn about the night Shaddoc disappeared? Did we learn if any of the staff were feeling unusually like sleepy or like upset stomach or anything that might lead someone to believe that maybe the staff was like drugged to be more inactive than normal?
Tegan and Stefan said nobody volunteered that information.
Okay. Because yeah, in terms of timeline, splitting up is definitely like the fastest way to accomplish everything. And like Aoife's totally fine to go after the Shar relics alone and try and get anything else that you guys need while she's also out, because she's good at traveling. So if you need like things picked up and errands and like that kind of stuff that's just too tedious to accomplish in the light of all this, she can do that in one fell swoop with the relic.
I mean, honestly,
she's
Melanie,
not gonna go after a Draco Lich without a relic. I punch things with my fist. That's stupid.
Melanie would definitely go with you, though. She's, like I said, she's not very good at research, and she'd much rather be doing something. She's going to drive herself insane by not doing something. So she would very much like to have some sort of plan of action.
It's like we could go do that while the smart people are here, like strategizing, reinforcing the keep, interrogating staff members, and like researching and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Melanie or Aoife has a strong point in any of those areas.
No. Melanie definitely doesn't. She's not got the, she's a little bit of a bull in a china shop. So
is Aoife.
Okay, I'll let you guys think about what you want to do. You guys got 2 weeks to think about this anyways.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should get the research done first. Because if there is like a big fuck you MacGuffin for Draco Liches, then Melanie and Aoife can go and specifically seek that out too. And we could be literal treasure hunters for a short bit.
Yeah, maybe we should see if Raine and Tilda would focus on that for like today specifically, and maybe even into tomorrow, and see.
Okay. Yeah, they can stick around and do the Draco Lich research.
Okay, cool.
Good, cool. Okay. I guess that's all for tonight.
Oh, sorry, sleepy.
That's all right. You guys gotta take a break. You take a rest.
Of course, Danica's would be a good, source because
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and honestly, if we turn smoke, and Danica might work for somebody who works for smoke, so.
You have a lot of resources that you guys can tap into. I would just say that.
That's my stress.
Yeah, this I don't know if it is, but I'm getting the prepare for the finale we're not at the finale yet, but we're on the slow ramp up.
I mean, it's been a while that we've been at this game. I feel like we're definitely gonna start fighting some crazy shit and changing the world for a little bit here.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
will
it's not
say-
gonna be all that terribly.
It might have changed, but when we signed up for this game, we were told we were signing up for a level 20 campaign. And we're only 15.
Were we? I didn't remember that. That's been a while.
KK is right. I do plan on taking this game to level 20.
Damn.
I remember Garrett.
We're all gonna do tequila shots and get 5 levels.
You guys are just gonna kill each other like over and over. You'll get to level 20 just like that.
We honestly probably could do that. Just take turns and go like, okay, Zaitari, it's your day. Ready to hit level 20?
All those diamonds
Oh
for
my
murder.
goodness. I get to attack so many times if we're level 20.
At level 20, I'll have the rest of my levels in Barbarian. So
Have I preached to you guys the gospel of 5 sneak attacks in the first round? At level 17, potentially?
What? What?
It could happen. It has to. It requires pretty much Melanie. So if everything goes in the right order, if I can trigger a reaction before my turn, I have 2 turns in the first round, starting at level 17. So if I can trigger the reaction before the start of my turn, I get the reaction back at the beginning of my turn. If that reaction is then triggered before the start of the next turn that I have in that round, I will earn another reaction that can be triggered after the turn. So theoretically, I can get 5 sneak attacks in one round. Every first round of combat. Theoretically.
See, that's my
God
expression right there.
damn.
Oh, carp.
I haven't been thinking about this for a couple of years.
I figured you were. I'd be doing the fucking same thing, honestly.
I have a question for you, DM.
Yes.
Have you gotten a chance to read some of the class things in Tasha's?
I have the goddamn book over there. I just haven't had time because, tests and everything. I should take... I mean,
Yeah,
I've got
that's
2
okay.
weeks now, so I might as well look it
So,
over.
I was just gonna say there are more fighting styles and maneuvers in it, and there's a maneuver that I think I would like, and I don't use all mine very often.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that Tasha's added was martial versatility, where anytime you get an ASI in the class, you can replace your fighting style and switch a maneuver. So I was thinking that maybe next time we leveled up, I don't know if our next level will be one that'll give me an ASI or not. But I was thinking maybe I could go ahead and switch to I think it's grappler maneuver, and
Yeah.
I think it'd be handy. There's one that I just don't use anymore, and the grappler one sounded handy, basically.
Yeah, I could take a look at that. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Honestly.
would you be willing to peep the astral self monk? Because when I was making Aoife, I was actually going to ask to make an astral self, but it was still on UA, so I was like, no, that's too much work if it gets released or edited or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's official, if you're cool with it, I'd love to swap her over to astral self. But if you'd rather her just stay drunken master, that's also fine.
Honestly, I was taking a look at Astro Self, and it's something I would have probably done. So if you want to convert her over, that's fine. I'm all
Hell
for
yeah.
So
Astral self is sexy.
it
if you get your relic, like that would be a great story point for you to switch over to astral too.
Yeah, because I want to try and get that relic pretty quick, just because we're starting to get to the point where my little insignia of claws ain't doing shit.
Nah.
I can hit many times, but I'm still just kind of a wet fart. I take a lot of hits, but that's about it.